Well, hey everyone, this is Jeff. Welcome to Kids Church. It is June 13th. I hope you're having a great day. It's your last week of school. You made it. You made it through a whole entire year of Zoom school. Maybe some of you guys have been back in person for just a little bit, but man, you made it. You deserve a cake. You deserve a pizza cookie. You deserve, whatever your heart's content, you deserve it. Great job getting through this school year. I bet you're really excited that in the fall you can return to classes. It's going to be safe and you're going to be able to see your friends, your teachers, and all that kind of stuff. Play at recess, all the great things that you look forward to with school. I know how excited you have to be for that coming up in the fall. All right, today, let's get things kicked off because I had a really exciting announcement last week in Kids Church, and that is this. Next week, June 20th, y'all gonna be leading the auditorium, the adults, in worship for a bit. That is right. We are inviting K through 5th graders into the auditorium to lead their parents, their aunties and uncles, anyone who considers themselves adultish in the auditorium. We're inviting you there to lead them in worship. You know, we have a great time worshiping back in Kids Church. And, we worship a little bit different than parents do. We get up, we get moving, we dance, we do some motions. We have a lot of energy. And, sometimes the adults in the room, they miss that energy a little bit. Someone in Kids Church said, they're not going to do this with us because what they do is they come and they sit like this and maybe they might stand to sing and maybe someone might raise their hand once and that's it. So we get to help them experience what worship can be like with so much energy and joy and passion. All right, so if you want to be a part of that, you need to be at Journey's Crossing next Sunday, either 9:15 or 11:15. We're going to do both services. You definitely don't have to be there for both of them. Pick one or the other. Ask your parents if you can come do it. And we're going to be singing 2 songs that are sung in the auditorium. All the adults in the auditorium know these songs. They just don't know how to do them the way we do it. So let's get Kids Church this morning kicked off with one of those songs. This is Living.
Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. Sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around.
Maybe I ain't really know what living is. Is it love? If it was, am I living it? Do I live in it? So astounding. Love is an ocean, you can drown me. The sweet embrace, the lovely taste, I taste and see. I'm under grace, the place to be. It means I'll never need an umbrella. I'm cool in the cold, in the hot weather. Whether or never I ever understand, I'm a man in the hands of great plans. I stand with faith there in a life I never known to touch. And still outside my clutch, but I'm like, what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? Live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given is a gift. If I'ma live it, I'ma live it to death. So what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? And live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given is a gift. If I'ma live it, I'ma live it to death. Yeah.
This is living now. You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
All right, that was a lot of fun. I hope you were up and moving in your house as you were listening to that. What do you think? Will your parents get up? Will they soar like us? Will they do all the things that we do? Will they rap along to the verse? Man, we're gonna find out on Sunday. I hope that you can make it there with us. And let's sing one more song as well. Let's go ahead. We're gonna sing "Wake" with parents next Sunday. So yeah, let's sing it right now. "Wake."
Let's lift the name of Jesus tonight. Come on.
At break of day, in hope we rise. We speak your name. We lift our eyes, tune our hearts to your beat. Where we walk, there you'll be. With fire in our eyes, a life
He's worthy tonight. Come on, lift it up.
All right, I hope you were up and moving. It's hard to sit still during that one. You got to get up. You got to get moving. It's going to be great to be able to introduce parents the way that we get up, get moving, get dancing with that. Motions on that go by really quick. I hope they can learn them. I know you guys are going to do a great job of teaching them and leading them in worship on Sunday morning. All right, and as you just saw on the screen, it is time to switch gears and head back to the Heroes of Mega City. So welcome back. Thank you for joining us for the 7th week of the 123rd Annual Superhero Training Conference. Next week, we'll conclude our demonstration to you on how these 8 character qualities that we've been talking about, if analyzed, applied, and accepted, can turn any ordinary human being into the superhero that God has designed them to be. And if you remember, over the last 6 weeks, we've learned some amazing things about heroes. We've learned that heroes never give up doing good, that they tell the truth, that they're generous, that they do what they'll say they'll do, that they'll stand up for what is right. And last week, we learned that heroes forgive. Now, in this issue today, we're going to be learning another character quality that is equally important. But first, the usual disclaimers, some facts that you need to know before we get started. First of all, God is crazy in love with you. He is crazy in love with every person that you will ever meet. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And when we grasp God's love for us through his son Jesus, it inspires us to do 3 things: to love God in return, to love others, and to live the adventure and mission that God created for us. That's right, you and me, we all have a role to play in the continuing story that God is unfolding. And an important thing to remember, these character qualities that we're talking about are not what we do to make God love us. It's how we respond to the awesome truth that God already loves you. You cannot make God love you any more than he already does. Now, this week I was hanging out with one of my friends, and all this guy could do was just brag, brag, brag. You ever have a friend who's like that? Oh, it's awful. And I told him if all he cared about was himself and making himself look better than everyone around him, it sounds like he's got a serious problem. You might be saying, well, what is the problem that he has other than being obnoxious? It's this. The problem I'm talking about is pride. Pride is when you think you are better and when you treat other people like they are less important than you. When you do that, others are not going to want to hang around you. It just is not fun to be around someone who brags all the time. There's a difference between telling people that you're good at something, which is something that we sometimes need to do. There's a difference between that and bragging about being good at it. My friend wasn't just letting me know, hey, I have this ability. I could help people with this ability. I'm really good at this. He was bragging so that everyone else would feel bad that they couldn't do those things. Now, the opposite of that is being humble, and we definitely need to be humble instead of prideful. Being humble means that we think of others as being more important than we are. And if we do that, we won't brag to try to make ourselves look better than them. Instead, we're going to look for ways to build them up. In fact, I didn't come up with this by myself. It's from the Bible. Take a look at this verse. All right, so a follower of Jesus named Paul wrote this. After Jesus died and rose again from the dead and went back to heaven, Paul wrote all these letters as he began to help encourage new believers in new churches form and help them know what this life that God wants us to live is all about. And he says to them, don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Now, it might sound like Paul is being a little bit bossy right here, but he's not. Let me read kind of what happens next here, because what we're going to hear is the reason that he tells them that they should be humble, thinking of others better than themselves. He says, you must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. Though he was God, he did not think equality with God was something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges and he took the humble position of a slave and being born as a human being. And then when he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross. Paul says, think about Jesus, the Son of God. He was the definition of humble. He left heaven and everything that was there to come and live with us in this dirty, broken world. In fact, he was so humble that he died for us. And when we think about everything that Jesus did when he was here on earth, we think about how he died for us, it should make us want to be humble as well. So like I said, Paul wasn't just bossing us around. He wants us to follow Jesus' example. We shouldn't try to impress others by what we say, but we should try to impress others, or not try to impress others, but we should impress others by the way we act, by what we do. And one of the greatest ways to act is to be humble and always look at others in a way that you think of them as better than you are. And if you do, you're humble. You won't brag about yourself. Instead, you'll try to build others up and encourage others with your words. That is what being humble is all about, and it leads us to today's superhero main idea. All right, heroes are humble. An easy phrase to remember, a much more difficult phrase to put into action in our lives. Now, I wonder if Pow and Kabam will struggle with pride today, but there's only one way to find out. Now, when we are live on Sundays, we actually split this video up. I pop in, sometimes ask us some questions about it, and we break into some small groups and we do some incredible activities together. In fact, this week on Sunday, we are making a video that goes with our time of leading folks in worship in the auditorium. So we're making a video together, we're playing games together, we're hearing great stories together. We can't do all of that on video for you. If you want to experience that, I really hope that you're able to come live to the building at 9:15 or 11:15 and begin to participate live in Kids Church again. But you have one advantage, and that is you don't have to have me interrupting our adventures of Pow and Kabam. Let's watch this video straight through and see what Pow and Kabam have to do with pride and humility this week.
Good evening. I am proud to say that the battle is over. If you're just tuning in, Mega City was attacked earlier today by a seemingly endless army of robot chickens. Every hero in Mega City was dispatched to answer this threat. The battle was hard fought by both sides, but ultimately, it was the heroes of Mega City who triumphed. Thank you, heroes.
What? That was some real rough fight. I'll feel that one in the morning. Yeah. Hey, you sure did do a great job giving those chickens the what for. You know, with a smack and a chop and a kick and a woo-hoo.
Thank you. Yes, that was certainly a test of our heroic prowess. You dispatched those robotic chickens quite efficiently as well. I was quite impressed with the speed at which you fought.
Well, that's me. Pow! Super fast chicken fighter. Super fast chicken fighter. Yeah. Those chickens never knew what hit them. I'm scared to think of what might have happened if I weren't there to save the day. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I could have managed without you. I mean, after all, I'm the one who finished them off.
Well, come on now. Let's be fair, Kabam. I did all the work. You just gotta sit there and watch old Pow at work. Kick, chop, slam.
What? You must not have been paying attention. I'm the best chicken fighter in Mega City. I must have taken out twice as many chickens as you.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe so, but I took out 4 times as many as you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then you'll be quite disappointed to find out that there's a full-page article on me and how I single-handedly defeated the chickens and saved Mega City.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah!
Well, you'll be happy to know that I'm working on my first action movie. And I'm starring. That's right. It's about a superhero that saves Mega City from the chickens. That's right. And you want to know who that hero is? That hero is me. Watch this clip.
Did you make that thing?
But never mind that. You can clearly see that I'm the one who saved Mega City. Yep, not you, me. You'd be a prisoner to a bunch of chickens if it weren't for me. You're welcome. Oh, by the way, after a little bit more training, you might be able to make it to be my sidekick.
Sidekick? How dare you? I'm not worried. No one is going to ever watch your goofy film. Not while all my fans are lining up to get my autograph.
Oh, yeah? Well, 2. My autograph's better than yours. I've got cooler writing, and I can write faster. 4. 5. 6. I win again. That's right. And now I'm expanding my merchandise to posters, autographed posters of me. Pow! That's right.
Well, maybe, but people will pay thousands for a genuine signed photograph of their favorite superhero. Me. What? What do you want? What are you looking at?
Well, I was just gonna thank you.
Thank me for what?
For wearing an official fan club t-shirt autographed by me.
What are you doing?
Pat.
What have you done?
You're part of a fan club.
Well, you know, pal, I guess I should be thanking you too.
Yeah, you should. Why?
For wearing the official Kabam fan club footwear, signed by me. Ha!
Oh, I can't believe I've never called you my friend. You've been mooching off me ever since we got here. I'm popular, you're not, you don't like it. I don't want to see you around anymore. We're not friends.
What? You're the one who's always after my glory. No one would even know who you are if it weren't for me. I don't want to be around you anymore either. I'm the best, and I'm leaving.
Not if I leave first.
Come back here. I'm leaving first, I said.
I'm leaving first.
No, you're not here. No, you're not.
What are you two doing? Magazine articles, movies, autographed shirts and shoes? This is not what being a hero is about. A true hero isn't worried about being better or more popular than other people. True heroes care about the needs of others, and they do the best they can to help and to serve. You two sound like you've gotten a bit too prideful, and pride can be a dangerous thing. It sounds like you both need an example from the Bible about how real heroes act.
In the book of John, chapter 1, there was a man named John the Baptist. John wasn't like other people. He wore clothes made from camel hair, and he ate locust and wild honey for food. Although this sounds weird, lots and lots of people wanted to be around John. John baptized people and told them that Jesus was coming.
Someone is coming who is much greater than I am. He is so great that I'm not even worthy of carrying his shoes for him.
Even though John was popular and people respected and listened to him, he knew that Jesus was more important than he was. John did everything he could to get people to follow Jesus instead of himself.
He must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less.
John the Baptist was humble. His example teaches us that we shouldn't think too much of ourselves because Jesus will always be greater and more important than we are.
Jesus also taught us a valuable lesson about being humble.
In John chapter 13, Jesus and the disciples were about to eat dinner when Jesus did something unusual.
Hey, what's Jesus doing? I was gonna ask you that.
Jesus went from one disciple to the next, washing their feet. Servants usually did this job, but Jesus, their leader, was putting their needs above his own. Jesus was teaching his disciples and us that we should worry about each other instead of just ourselves.
I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you.
Jesus didn't have to wash the disciples' feet. He could have made them wash his feet instead. But Jesus was humble, and he thought of others' needs before thinking of his own.
Real heroes follow examples like John the Baptist and Jesus. It's only when you are humble that you can serve. I try to help and serve the people of Mega City every day. That's why my hero name is the Servant. Unfortunately, because of the way you both acted today, you have both failed the humility test. I hope that in the future, you try to act like real heroes who are humble instead of prideful. The Servant, out.
Heroes are humble. Humility. I guess I was thinking of myself a little too much today. And I wasn't the only one out there. Pal, I'm sorry for the way I acted. You did a great job out there today.
Wow, thanks, man. Hey, you did a great job too. The way you kicked and punched and kicked. And you gotta show me the woo-hoo.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, and I'm sorry that I did all that bragging. And I'm also sorry that I signed your shirt.
Oh, no, that's okay. This is gonna be worth some money someday.
Hey, while we're at it, would you mind signing my shirt too?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, those two were getting pretty annoying with all the bragging and the autographs and the fighting, and it was just awful. I can see why they didn't want to be around each other anymore, because each of them were being obnoxious. You know, pride, it's an ugly thing. No one likes to be around others when they think that they're better than you. I mean, think about the Bible story that was shared this week. Imagine if John wasn't humble, John the Baptist. What if he went around bragging about how great he was and he was the best baptizer ever? Well, ain't nobody gonna stand around and hear him talk about Jesus. Imagine if Jesus wasn't humble. Imagine if the Son of God came to tell us how great he was and how awful we were. I don't think a lot of people would have followed him. It would have been really tough for people to listen to someone belittle them nonstop. And imagine if we aren't humble. What if we don't show love to God because we think we're so great? What if we don't show love to others because we think we're better than them? And you know what? It's really hard to live out the mission to tell other people about Jesus if people don't want to be around us because we're so obnoxious. You know, it really is a big deal to be humble instead of prideful. In fact, pride is one of the worst sins because it makes us feel better than we actually are. One of the ways we can fight pride is not by thinking too much of ourselves. It's to think about others and their needs first, and always to think about Jesus and what he did for us. Now, that can be really hard, but as always, Jesus is there with his power to help you be humble. We believe that if we're followers of Jesus, his spirit lives in us, and he's always here to help us live out the life that he designed us to live, which definitely includes being humble. Well, that is all the time that we have together in Kids Church today. I really hope that I'm able to see you live and in person next Sunday. Like I said, we're going to be leading adults in the auditorium in worship together. We've got a surprise. The kids don't know about it. The kids who've been coming live, they don't know about it. We've got a great surprise for the auditorium. It is going to blow you away. And we have so much fun hanging with each other, playing games with each other, doing activities together. It's going to be a great morning. So I hope that I can see you there. If not this Sunday, then really soon, because I got to tell you, we all miss you. Church is better with you there. Until I see you again, I will say goodbye. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Young man, always surfing, no waves. I do it for the kids.
All for the youngest. Young man, always surfing, no waves. I do it for the kids.
They wanna know.
They wanna know
who I do it for.